I'm not a guy with slides anyway, so I probably have 5, and I'm going to just only cover 2. But in any case, what I think is this event showing us is that we have the opportunity to make that transformation now. And that artificial intelligence needs to move from Excel spreadsheets and legacy systems into the new world of technology. I want to just give you the appetite for everything is happening out there. Because when you get back to your companies, you have to be the influencer of that transformation. And it doesn't have to be complex. It can be very, very easy. So the steps that we shared at the beginning, the experience of IBM, and we have to cover a lot of different aspects of the talent cycle. But what I think is that opportunity is now, and you need to think about it. You are the guys who are going to make the difference on getting this digital experience to your workforce. And it has to do with culture. Because providing people with a new consumer-like experience, it will actually impact the adoption and it will impact the culture that you try to build in your organizations. What we want to say today is that basically the artificial intelligence is a big term, right? We like to call it, but there's more technology within artificial intelligence, right? And I think is that robotics, that artificial intelligence, that chat box, the digital assistant, whatever you call it, different technologies, they're all here and are happening now. We don't have to go and create them. They are available. Companies like Oracle, our competitors, leader companies that make technology for enterprise HR, have them available today. So we don't need to recreate the wheel. What we need to think is, in your role, is go back and say, how can I make my life better using this technology? Deliver what's there. Not try to reinvent the wheel. Adopting what technology companies, we are there for us. We've been doing this for forever, right? So we put it in your hands. You're the one who needs to see how you use it and you benefit from it. So the most disruptive technology that we have today is exactly this one. It's robotic process automation. It's digital assistant. We call it chat box, digital assistant. It could be voice, natural voice recognition, etc. It's happening today. But what happening is that when you go back to our companies, and I talk to clients all over, and we're mostly in Latin America, we're still dealing with HR systems that don't talk to each other. That legacy system, they are on premise. We depend on IT to do everything, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We have to pull 20 Excels to generate a consolidated reporting. And I think that I recognize that. I guess that's a reality in most organizations today. We have very complex talent management processes that nobody wants to use. And we're not willing to open our mind to a more simple process that people actually want to use and that people see values. And I think I refer you to IBM experience, and at Oracle, we have it very complex as well. We've been trying to influence a change on that. But the emerging technologies, the way we call it at Oracle, is available. So everything that we're going to see today, we're going to be discussing today, it's just something that you could actually plug and play. And not from our company, our competitors produce that as well. So that's a chance for you to rethink about it. Now, the pace of adoption is what's the challenge. So we as technology innovators, we're moving at a much faster pace that us as an individual, our organization are able to adopt. Because if you look at organization, we're still working, as I said, in a very mindset from the past. We are using a talent management system that is, it's from 1950s. It's after the Second World War, and that's a big change. Automation is changing the way we actually do our business processes. It's changing the business models. It's changing everything, and we will probably have, later on when we have the chance to talk. I think it's going to be helpful for us too. The chance is to embrace it, or you're going to die eventually. I think is this the opportunity for each of us to go and influence in our organization how we actually adopt this new technology. Machine learning. Just to talk about something we're doing. We are today building technology in the cloud for HR technology in the cloud that is infused with all of that naturally. So we can actually use what we call HCM controls, for example, to predict any deviations on payroll or any non-compliant issues on expenses. Because through machine learning and data, and I should actually able to predict that kind of behavior. We're using predictive analytics and make data science smart. So we don't need to actually get extra system to generate reporting because it's embedded in the solutions. Digital assistant or chat box is embedded in the solution. What you need to do is just go back and work with your organization and say, how many transactions I want to do? How many transactions I want to build? in which process I want to apply it, in recruitment, in talent management, in HR administration. So, but this is available for everything. It's just basically go ahead and build it in there. We give you the technology to do it. When I mean we, I'm not doing a sales pitch. We as all of the largest producer of HR tech, right? So, decision science and predictive capability, you have them all today. We don't learn. Let's take an example of a process like learning. We don't learn the same way that we used to learn before, right? We don't have to go and consume learning in the traditional way. We have to deliver technology that actually manage classrooms like this and all of that traditional boring stuff, but we actually want to make you guys contributors to the learning process. If I'm actually here doing something nice, right, recording this, and it's anything valuable in everything that we've been saying today, it's basically available right away. We are contributors to the learning process. We consume and we push content because we could use technology like machine learning to actually push content out based on your profile. What is the best in class profile? What are your gaps of development? We could actually push that to the recruitment process and understand when I hire you, where are your gaps, and I could actually bring you into your development process right away. And the system will know what you do, and it will push that content out to you. You don't need to go and look for it. And it will make you recommendations on learning. We make you recommendation on career path. We make you recommendation on opportunities on recruitment that we actually doing. So all of this you could do today, right? Obviously, you're not going to do today at once, right? It's an evolution, right? You know, we need to get the basics right. If I'm not able to do a proper payroll, if I'm not able to create a positive experience in my employees, these are the basic stuff I need to do. But once you do that, think big and think about adopting new process. Think about making an ongoing process of making things better, making your workplace more digital and more friendly for your workforce. I think I lost my. Robotic process automation. I just want to talk because I think I go 59 seconds. I cannot even talk about anything. Give me an extra minute. What we could do today, we actually it's gone again. No. Up. Again, I'm gonna leave it here because I have only 44 seconds. Same thing. Robotic process automation is a very interesting one because companies like Oracle are working even with startups because we have technology today that allows to go with organizations like yours and say, out of the box, my cloud solution doesn't offer you automation in a number of certain things, and we will never do. You can build a technology to cover every need in the marketplace, right? The needs and the industries are diverse. So there is technology that you could actually go and automate, right? I'm working with a client in Brazil that actually wants to make sure that every single candidate that applies has a cleaning financial record. So you take the social security number, you validate it beforehand, before even the person starting the recruitment process. So it's very easy to do. We got something, it's called Integration Cloud. You go, you build it, it's a very simple process and you basically don't touch that. You know, there's no manual intervention. What we do with that is we actually free time of you guys working on recruitment functions for do something more useful. To think about your recruitment strategy, my attraction strategy. How do I get a better employer branding? How do I create a digital new experience for my candidates? So this is what I just never use that computer here. So this is what we actually help us make a difference. So my message is very simple. Don't reinvent the wheel. Adopt what's available. Build a process that makes sense for your organization and build it in a way that actually is at your own pace. You don't need to rush. There's organizations that could actually make changes more faster. There are organizations that got a more sophisticated or more direct approach to self-service. Others, they're not. But you don't need to handhold your hiring managers or your managers all your life. I think right now, we have technology available that can make things much better, much easier, more simple to use, more engaging, and more digital. So that was what I had to say. 30 seconds, I win my time.